Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Factorio here in our step-by-step to Megabase series. In the previous episode we took care of the military science pack and now we are just running through the research as quickly as possible. We still don't have as many labs as we could supply with our current stream of resources. However, soon enough we'll also upgrade the laboratory speed through technology, so we'll just leave it at what it is right now. In today's episode I would like to revamp this area right here that we have used in order to craft some necessities. So I'm just gonna take everything apart right now. Give me back those materials, please. Good, with that little side project out of the way, we're now gonna build a new, also temporary hub, but it is gonna be a little bit more efficient and it is gonna provide us with more necessities that we need to rapidly expand the base in the future. We are done researching the sulfur. Let's now actually go straight to the chemical science pack. So we already unlock everything necessary for that. Next up is the plastic. What I would like to achieve in the beginning is just use some of that stone that we're getting here in order to smelt up some stone bricks on the side. We could, for instance, go ahead and do a little split here with the coal and the stone. So this is gonna continue as such. And we can have a little smelting area right there. I'm gonna get myself started with about 4 smelters. That should be enough. We hook those up to power, give them a couple of inserters, long-handed as well. And we extract the materials on the other side. Wonderful. Something else we'll have to smelt up is the iron. So let's split it at this point and we're gonna bring it over. I'm gonna split the coal at this point one more time just to make it easier on myself. And yeah, every time I do this temporary crafting hub, it turns out a little bit differently. That is half of the joy of Factorio. Every playthrough comes out a little bit differently, even if you tend to have certain designs in mind. Plastics is done. We're now gonna get into advanced electronics, unlocking the advanced circuit. Now I basically want the same exact setup here on the other side. Give you all the necessities, furnaces and power poles. And just like that, we have access to stone bricks and steel. The next step is going to be to craft some iron gear wheels and circuits. And with that, we will have all the necessary materials to build basic stuff like inserters and assembling machines, even the second tiers. We can already unlock the chemical science pack. We will not be able to craft it yet because of the advanced circuit mostly. That will require us to extract oil. Either way, this here is where I'm gonna make my next split with the iron. And we can continue the stone like so. Dude, research is going really quick. Already modular armor. Nice. Let's go for explosives though. And we can make heavy armor, get rid of our light armor for sure. Okay, now what exactly do we want to achieve here? First of all, I want to craft iron gear wheels. So if we just split this right here, then maybe set up 4 machines, all of which are gonna craft gears. We need to in and output with fast inserters, and then the gears can move into this direction. I'm now gonna go into researching all of the modules, so I'm not gonna report on research until this is done. Besides the gears, we also need electronic circuits, so we're first gonna set up 4 machines responsible for the cabling. What's happening here? Get one here and there. So this is the cabling, copy that over, and this is gonna be the electronic circuit. I'm gonna split the copper at this point, bring it up, and this is gonna feed all these machines. We need to use fast inserters for them as well, and then get those cables out into the next line of assemblers. Once that is done, we can extract them as well. We probably don't need that many. We definitely need more gears, but I'm gonna talk about that in a second. I'm gonna make these lines meet up right there, and if we bring this over, we should have them combined on a single belt. All we need to do is continue this iron line as well. We can then hop over here, continue the line and use a bunch of inserters this way. And now we have all the crafting ingredients to actually make this happen. I'm just gonna split the iron at this point as well, continue this and continue that. Now we have all the relevant materials, even including a bunch of steel and stone bricks. How good is that? Before I forget, we should complete this line. Okay, what is gonna be useful? Maybe a stack inserter, or let's just go for the modular armor. Now, what exactly am I hoping to get out of this? Of course, all types of belts. These should be crafted, and then I want to craft the normal, the long-handed and the fast inserters automatically. It would be nice to also have access to both of the assembling machines, the steel furnace and electric mining drill, and maybe just as a bonus we can also do the pipes here. And if we get all of these things automatically, we should be able to expand rather quickly without having to craft ourselves all the time. I'm gonna get things going approximately here. Then we need to space these out in a way so that a long-handed inserter can reach both machines. So in this case, I actually messed this up. This should go one over. Next research, let's maybe do lab research speed, sure. Either way, our first 3 machines are going to craft the transport belts. We want the normal transport belt in the center because both of the other recipes are going to require it, namely the underground belt here, and then over there we're going to make the splitter. I'm also going to add yet another row here of assemblers which are going to be responsible for the upgraded version. So this is going to be the upgraded underground belt, the upgraded red transport belt, and finally the upgraded splitter there. I'm already going to go ahead and power these guys up. To accomplish all of this, we need access to these 2 belts. All we really have to do is split things up in the right moment. Let's do it right there. We can do a little loop-de-loop in order to then hop over here and join the next line. Now, as we build this, I don't actually need these items to be crafted at the full potential speed. I just want them to be crafted in the background while I'm doing other stuff. So I'm not even gonna bother with fast inserters, at least not for now. But we definitely do need a bunch of long-handed inserters here. And then I'm gonna set up a couple of chests here. Next research is gonna be concrete. That might actually be useful. Either way, we now need to extract these belts into a storage chest, and I'm gonna limit this to about 5 slots there for the transport belts. Actually, let me extract this here in the center. I like that better. What we're gonna extract here is gonna be the underground belts, and we're gonna limit this to 2 slots. And then finally, we can have a long-handed inserter that is gonna bring the normal transport belts over into this recipe. Now there's actually going to be a condition attached to this, so I'm going to craft myself a bunch of red wires and we're going to introduce some logic. I'm going to drag a wire from the transport belt chest over to the long-handed inserter, and what I would like to see here is the condition enable disable, and we want to check for transport belts. If the amount of transport belts is higher than, let's say, 200, then we want to enable the machine. And what this is going to do is make sure we first have the 200 transport belts before we even start crafting anything else. And then once this chest is full, we are just going to transfer the items over and we're going to start crafting underground belts as well. I'm going to do the same thing over here. We also need transport belts to be brought over here. And actually this line needs to be a little bit longer. Nice. But that also means we want to drag another wire from this storage chest over to this. And then we can just copy the settings over from the first loader. And it should be set here accordingly. One last thing to do is to extract the splitters right there, and I also want to have 2 stacks here, just like with the underground belts. Good, with that out of the way, let's also provide these materials here for the other belts. Let me actually see, we need gears for this one, also gears, and the last one requires the electronic circuit, so we need to still get both lines over. We're gonna do another split right here, bring this over, underground belt right there. Actually, this can move back a little bit. Okay, that's good enough. This can then continue. We just need long-handed inserters for the first 2 and then long-handed and normal one. Let me see. No, actually all just require long-handed ones. So that means I don't even need to split the iron. Yeah, let's get rid of all of that. Just split up this line over there. Nice. And do that. Wonderful. New research. We're gonna go for fluid wagon. Now, actually thinking about it, we could utilize the iron still. Yeah, let me go to the previous setup with 2 lines. We're gonna switch these back to long-handed inserters instead, and then we can utilize this for another set of assembling machines. We need another 3 like that. This one is going to be responsible for the inserter. No, we should also have the inserter here in the center, and the outer one is going to be responsible for the long-handed inserter, and this guy here for the fast inserter finally. Power these guys up as well. And now we can have the same setup as we have at the bottom. We can even do the same thing with the storage chest. So the normal inserter is going to be extracted to the middle chest. There, this should be coming out. We want to store about 2 stacks of those, and then also get a long-handed inserter going with a cable to the storage chest. And this time, come on, we want to go ahead and check for inserters. If we are above, let's say 50, that's 1 stack, then we can get this going. Next research, mining productivity. That is going to be useful. Let's also extract the long-handed inserters, 2 stacks. And then finally extract this guy here as well. Fast inserters, 2 stacks. We need another long-handed over there, including a wire to limit it. So we can just copy over what we have with the other inserter, and it's checking for above 50 before using it for the advanced inserters. Alright, I'm actually pretty happy with this part so far. Now there's one more thing we want to do. Let me see. The whole shebang with the assembling machines and the miners. So for this one we would also require the steel. Let's just brainstorm this for a brief moment. We can have normal assemblers here, then advanced assemblers. We also want to store these in chests, like so and so. Let's just get 1 stack of each going, otherwise it's going to be too much. And then we need all these materials, of course. We need a long-handed inserter here, together with a cable actually hooked up to the bottom part. Yeah, this bottom chest, we want to check for the normal inserters. So these guys right here, and we want to check for, I don't know, maybe 25 or so, half a stack. With that out of the way, let's bring the steel up now. We want to bring this all the way up and feed it to this machine here. And that should be the last of the ingredients we need. We can even continue this with another assembler here. And that one is going to be crafting the steel furnaces. Very nice. So we also got that out of the way. And we can bring this over into a storage chest like so. Let's also... actually, furnaces, we could maybe go with 2. 2 full stacks for me, please. Now this is going to go very slowly, but you have to keep in mind all of this is going to be happening in the background, and we don't have Megabase status just yet, so it doesn't need to be this quick. It just needs to be quicker than me placing the new stuff. Now before I forget, we need to also set up the storage chests here for the advanced belt stuff, and let's do this in a similar fashion we do the other one. However, with the advanced belts, we always need the lower tier belts. So what we could do is just set up a bunch of inserters going into this direction. And then, of course, we want to limit this a little bit. Let's keep it at 2 stacks for each of the underground and splitters, and then 5 stacks for the fast belts. And preferably we set up some logic for this as well. For instance, I want to make sure we only get those underground belts out of the machine if we already have enough. So I'm gonna hook up this guy to that. I want underground belts, and I want more than, let's say, 1 stack. More than 50, then you can go. Next research, battery, thank you. And then I want to do the same thing here. This guy we can hook up to our belt chest as well. That means we should be able to copy over the settings from another inserter. And finally, with the last inserter here, we need to check for the splitters. So let's hook that up to the splitters, and we want to check for another stack here. Bigger than 50, set, good. Now we probably should go ahead and fix some of the bottlenecks. So I'm taking the upgraded belts already. Let's get those ready. For instance, now a lot of our iron is being used up and barely anything gets through here. We could improve on that by upgrading these splitters to fast splitters. And then maybe even upgrade this guy and this guy. But yeah, essentially it's just the beginning here. Once we actually caught up a little bit with the materials, the crafting is gonna stop, you know, whenever we have the full stacks. And this is definitely gonna suffice to keep us floating. I'm now gonna unlock the accumulators as well as the solar energy next. And there's one more thing I forgot to add, the pipes as well as the underground pipes. We just need access to iron plates, so I'm kind of tempted to just do it over here. So we have pipes and underground pipes there. We're gonna need some iron to make this happen, and for the underground pipes we also need the normal pipes. Let's extract both materials towards the side here. And we need to limit this. The pipes I'm gonna limit to 5 stacks, and the underground pipes I'm gonna limit to 2 stacks. I'm gonna hook up the normal pipe to this inserter, and we want to make sure that we have at least 2 stacks or so. Needs to be higher than 100. Gonna need to power this up as well. And just like that, we're also crafting pipes. Nice. Okay, now I'm actually pretty happy with what we have going on here. I will always have my belts and everything ready. The splitters are already crafted, so now we're just going for the fast splitters here. Let me see. You're missing the gears. Gears are not coming through. And that is mainly because of the missing iron, of course. We are currently using it up for our science packs. I can totally live with that. Whenever we do something, whenever we are designing somewhere else, this can craft in the background and we'll always have enough machines. I mean, already 22 assembling machines too. This is absolutely great. It's gonna make things easier for us in the next episode. Unfortunately, there's one tiny little thing that I totally forgot about. Maybe we can just add an extra assembler right over there. And that is, of course, the electric mining drill. We need all of these ingredients here, inserters here and there. Can I now already pick up some of these? Oh yeah, that is great. That is going to help me out so much. And then we also bring the miners up into another storage chest. Let's maybe go with 4 stacks of miners. Sometimes you need to place hundreds of them. But yeah, well, you look at that. Our gear problem just got knocked out of the park because now we are not constantly crafting everything. And that also solved the iron problem. Wonderful. I like where this is going. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. We're gonna wrap it up right at this point and then continue with the next step in the next episode. Let's do one more research, the portable solar panel. Sure thing. Thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to like the episode if you liked it. Have a great time and hopefully I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Bye bye.